Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Mike. I just checking in for another video log, and I'm going to label this one post-contest feels. And just because my competition is over, life is looking a little bit more differently after 26 weeks of prep and finally being able to compete, stepping on stage. But I just want to do a little bit more reflection on this video log and basically some plans for the future. But overall, great experience this past weekend. I'm not gonna lie, these last couple weeks, leading into peak week were really tough, and I just wanna share some of my experience with peak week, what that really looked like, and just show day and what really the outcome came out of. And so I was able to take some time off of work and just really focus on peak week. And once it's peak week, man, the excitement is there. You're pushing forward, that the end is near, that everything that you've done up to that point is leading into those final fine-tuning things during peak week. And this time around I did have a coach, so this was kind of a different experience for me, to be able to have somebody there and just be able to kind of tell me day to day, this is what's going to happen. Of course, we have to be flexible depending on how your body reacts. And basically, my workouts changed. My last heavy day for legs was Sunday, the Sunday before the weekend I was gonna do my show, and my last official workout was arms, and that was Thursday. And I just did like a circuit on Friday, but stopped real heavy intense cardio by Wednesday, before the weekend. I was competing, but things just went really smoothly, and I started incorporating more carbohydrates from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and depending on where I was at on Saturday, where my how full I was, that was going to depend on how many more carbohydrates I needed to get before I stepped on stage. And so things just went really smoothly. And the reason why we started doing some carbs the Wednesday before is because typically about a day and a half, 2 days after a refeed, I look my best. So we almost wanted to mimic that same experience for show day and really try to kind of do the same course of action and have the same outcome, if not even better. And so I started off with 300 grams of carbs on Wednesday, 400 grams on Thursday, Friday dropped it down to 200, and then see how my body reacted from those two bigger days. And then Saturday I was able to have some more carbohydrates. Protein wasn't necessarily a big deal for Saturday. It was just basically to get some of that carbohydrates, just fill up those glycogen stores so that I can look full on stage. I was able to eat some Reese's peanut butter cups right before going into pumping up. And with each showing I did novice and the light weights, so I was able to tackle 6 peanut butter cups all together for pre-judging, and that was just amazing to eat those. Took some caffeine pills, and I was vascular, I was full. I actually think I looked a lot better in the open light weights, just because I was able to get really acclimated with the posing and for the novice class. So here's some outcomes. Okay, so there was 11 people in the novice class, and honestly that's a huge class. They brought everybody together. I thought they were going to split it by weights, but they didn't, and that's totally fine. So we had a wide spectrum of tall people, heavier, light people. I mean, it was just across the board. So definitely it's hard to gauge where you stand among a huge spectrum of competitors and athletes. And so that was interesting. And so that outcome, I actually placed, they call us all out. We did our posing routine. I did mine to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, the new movie, the theme song, and that was exciting. It got the crowd rowdy. But they go from the who placed who did not finish, and then the top 5. So I was in the top 5, and then they, you know, announced each person, and it came down to the top 2, and I was in the top 2. And at this moment, you know, your heart's racing. You're just kind of wondering what, you know, what's gonna happen. And then they say, you know, take the second place trophy to 105, and that was my number. And I was excited, man. Like, the dude that won, got first place, definitely deserved it. He, you know, I looked at the photos, I looked at the video that my wife took of like the pre-judging, and yeah, that dude was striated, you know, good conditioning, good symmetry, definitely on point with everything. So understandably, you know, but I was excited to be second place out of a huge class. So after that, we had the open, and I was able to get some more food in, and then and so there was 9 of us in the open lightweight, so under 165 class, and they called the, you know, the people that didn't finish, and then the top 5. So I was within the top 5, and then they're like, take the 5th place medal to 105, and I was like, yes, you know, I made the top 5 amongst, you know, a very competitive class. And that was exciting because I really wanted to see what happens when I'm standing next to people that are in my same weight division, where I fared. And to be honest with you, I'm super pumped about how I came in as far as my conditioning, as far as my improvements that I made this year. And the feedback that I got from my friends, my family, of, you know, the progress that I've made, you know, coming to the stage this time around, that they were just amazed. They thought I was like a totally different person when I was on that stage, which is exciting. This is the reasons why I do it. It's not how I place. Obviously I want to win, and I want to do really well, and at the same time I want to make sure that I am not losing sight of why I started doing this. I wanted to choose something that I am passionate about, something that I really enjoy doing, and if I get caught up just with placings, I don't think I would last very long. I've been doing this is my 4th season, and honestly I don't see myself doing anything else, and it's something that I really enjoy doing. So just some shout outs though. I definitely want to shout out to the promoters, you know, Kevin James, Linda Prince. You guys are amazing. You guys are simply people that, you know, you keep everything that you do is for the athletes. Everything that you guys do to cultivate an environment where people can come together, like-minded people, really just get together and have some fun and just show off the hard work that we've put ourselves through. And the staff, I mean, you guys' staff in the back, in the front of the house, I mean, on point. You know, everything just ran so smoothly as far as making us feel as comfortable as possible. And definitely some shout outs to Jay and Martini Spray Tanning. Her team is just simply amazing. They will touch you up. They will make sure that you are on point, looking, you know, the color on you, like the tan is just perfect every time you step on stage. So definitely a shout out to them. Number 2 is a shout out on a couple people. Number 1, Darren Foote, man. The dude, he rode out of bed after a long night shift and came up and drove up that hour and a half to come up and really, you know, he volunteered in the back to help out in the backstage, but also he helped me with my posing. He helped me, you know, he yelled at me while I was on stage, just making sure, along with my wife, just making sure that I was on point with one of my poses. And, you know, I got to give another shout out to Tony Hall. Tony Hall has watched my journey. He's definitely one of my closest friends in the bodybuilding scene, and he brought up his kids, his beautiful kids, and they were cheering me on each time I was stepping on stage. And Definitely somebody that's a huge support, checking in with me throughout my journey, my contest prep, keeping me on point. You know, and another dude, like you meet a lot of people through social media, like you Facebook friend people, Instagram, and I got to meet some people that were like following me on Instagram, YouTube, watching my vlogs. Like, wow, I mean, it was just exciting to meet people in the flesh and get to know these people, and it was just exciting, such a great experience. You know, a special shout out to Lionel. He got his pro card. Definitely hard work, man. He is a beast. He is so well deserving, so humble, but he kept me on point too. I mean, we made a deal that, hey, we keep each other on track, making sure that we know where people are at with where the lineup was, when do we have to pump up, where do we have to go for food, meals, making sure that we're on point every time we hit the stage. So he kept the backstage very chill, relaxed. Loved hanging out with him and the other competitors, and that's what's really about, is just making sure that you're having fun with it. You know, take it all in, because you worked really hard to get there, and it's an emotional day, man. Like, there's so much pressure, so much stress, so many different emotions that run through you throughout the course of that day, or leading up to that day too, and you just got to soak it all in, because it goes by so quickly. And like I said, placings don't matter to me. Like, I obviously want to, you know, be my best, do my best, and at the end of the day, I'm not a label, I'm not a, you know, I'm not a number. It's more so the experience and being better each time I step on stage. And I can honestly say this is the best I've ever looked. This is the best presentation I've ever had. Just looking at the photos, I'm excited to see like the professional photos and the video of what I really look like. And you know, as far as future plans are, like I said in my previous vlogs, I'm going to take the next 1.5 years off and have a proper building phase, and just be excited about making some gains, focusing on some other areas of life. And I think the biggest thing that most competitors, athletes, once they get off a contest prep, is just making sure that they stay dialed in, continue to have goals. Transitioning off a contest prep isn't easy, because there is no deadline, there is no next competition, there is no you know, you can be a little bit more lax, and that's where a lot of people do fall into trouble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do a video series on how to transition off a contest prep, and how I'm approaching it, how am I going to go into a building phase, what's my macros going to be like, how am I going to adjust, how am I going to transition and make gains while maintaining life balance. And so I'm hoping that'll be exciting for you folks to kind of see that. Also, I'm going to help promote a show with my teammates, Sharon Marie Dahl and Tammy Kober, and that's happening June 27th. If you go to ironangelsusa.com, there's the entry forms for it. It's going to be down in Washington, Washington State. So definitely check that out. I'm going to put the link in the description box as well. But if you have any questions, suggestions, things that you guys want to know about, please let me know in the comments below. I'll definitely address those in my next video. But I just want to give a final shout out to my wife, Linda. She is one of the sweetest, amazing people that I have in my life. She's my one and only. She's definitely my #1 support, #1 fan of everything that I do. And honestly, if there's nobody else that could simply tolerate me during a contest prep, but she is somebody that I really hope to gain more you know, more life experiences with her, especially during this 1.5 years of the building phase, and just having more balance and just spending a lot more time with her. But definitely love all of you. Thanks for all your support, and you know, like I said, if there's any questions, just leave them in the description box. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.